Backed it on that wing, just couldn't find the killer pass.
It's Callum Clark trying to haul himself away. New start at a new club for the Saint-Turned-Sarry. Here's Barrett, the 200-man. Bosch quickly away, good. That little chip off the boot again. It's been profitable this weekend, and it's profitable for Saracens and for Chris Wilds. Behind the defence, unstoppable. Picked up by Wigglesworth, sees the gap gone through, and this is Figalo. It is coming, being slowed down illegally.
Too long. Too long. Too long, the ruck is formed as well. Too long, playing it in the ruck.
Taken quickly, Wilds, and this is George. The door was open and the kettle was on. And Jamie George scores again at Allianz Park, and Saracens have two. And we've not played much more than 10 minutes.
Two examples of Wasps switching off defensively. Firstly, in and around the breakdown. Saracens targeting that area. If you lose players in the breakdown, you have to jam in from the outside. If there are white shirts on the floor, you need to cover it and leave the space on the outside. Jamie George, alert as ever, throws his best pass of the season into the crowd.
Fronting up, but you can't defend by yourself.
Saracens, in a dozen minutes, a dozen points to the good.
Been very dangerous if he had not come up, but he stayed down, Daly.
Yeah, he's hurt himself. Back to that in a moment. Saracens are still trying to select more gears here. Penalties coming. It's been a painful start if you are of a Wasps persuasion. Space on that right-hand side, however. Clark back to Lazowski, and now Figalo, and he's got Vunipola, the two props in concert, and then that's gone forward.
You know, we've been under lots of pressure. Last-ditch tackles have saved us on a few occasions, but you know the dam's going to burst if you think you can do that for long periods against this team. So you know we need to fire some shots of our own and get some ball in the right areas.
All right, though. Thank you.
It's a better drive from Wasps. They've ridden. Saracens coming in from the side. There's a free shot now.
Got the penalty. They've got more. They've got the try. No Berger, no Billy Vunipola, no Mike Rhodes. Saracens are missing their big ball carriers in the back row as well. No Sculpt Brits as well, of course. And at the end of it all, Saracens penalty.
I think that's the impressive thing with Saracens, that when they lose players like that,
on ball.
You get other players stepping up. Maro Itoje, you wouldn't necessarily think of him as one of Saracens' most prolific ball carriers, but when the likes of Billy Vunipola's away, he'll step up and do that role, maybe take a little bit off the other parts of his game that we know, that ability to turn people over at the breakdown.
Okay.
Lazowski's played well ball in hand, and he's played well off the tee as well. Brad Barrett playing for the 200th time for Saracens today. Liam Williams just really opened his account in North London.
Too late.
Moved up from West Wales. Bosch again. Vunipola was rumbling through, but we're coming back for hands in the ruck, hands on the floor. Yeah. Dad Rob was part of Wasps' 150th celebrations last weekend. Son Alex scores 3 more points against them today. Saracens 21, Wasps 7. Interesting to see a slightly prolonged conversation between Lazowski and Brad Barrett as to whether to go for the points or for the corner and to go in search of a third try, but they opted for the points and they bagged them. Cruz calling that line out, and it's Ezekwe who towers highest, and now comes the drive, and Sarri's trying to do to Wasps what Wasps did to them on that plot of land, and they've done it brilliantly, and Jamie George has a brace. Very good Sunday afternoon's work from him, and increasingly so from Alex Lazowski, who's playing right now like he can't miss in the match so far. A third try would be Saracens' fourth, and we know what that would mean. One initially by Itoje.
Free shot advantage for hitting. Itoje in the air. Barrett's in there again. Here comes Marcello Bosch. It's a repeat performance.
But it's George who has it, and George, who may well have scored a hat-trick. It's not just about the chucking in and the shoving at the scrums and the hooking at the scrums. It's sometimes about the glory as well. And he's got 3 tries on a Sunday afternoon. Jamie George. 36-7 now, very shortly. 38-7, of course it is. Lazowski's kick like a dream today. Gaskell again. Off the pass from Robson. Oh, and this is Willis. And he's scored. And he's earned that. One final surge. Young, who's done what he can from the base of that scrum all day, wearing 8. Robson over the top. Bassett will score, and Bassett does have a third try, but now time's up.